Muito obrigado.
Eso Barnash.
Eso Renoshi. Eso Jershali. Eso Shamita.
Eso Asma.
Eso Hilal.
Eso Amjad.
So, international business means doing business with people and companies from other countries. It's about buying, selling, and working together across the world. For students, it's important because today, jobs and companies, we connected with many different countries, not just our own.
As an employee, my perspective of international business, it can provide both opportunities and challenges. It can provide me career growth, and also work with global teams. But also it causes different time zones and different culture workplace.
As a consumer perspective, I've seen international business as a consumer. I've seen a lot of international products, and I've seen how they localize the products to its specific country or society, and also how they follow the ethical certifications to bring in their international products. So these are the kind of things that I've seen as a consumer perspective, and also we will be looking at this consumer perspective when we go into a country such as Brazil. So throughout the entire presentation, we will be looking from different perspectives and using different analysis models. So we'll get started with the presentation.
Hello everyone. So I'll begin by giving you a brief explanation to introduction to Brazil, the country we selected for our project. So Brazil is the biggest country in South America, and it has over 250 million people. It's known as an emerging market, which means it's still developing but growing faster. Brazil has many natural resources and have a strong industries like farming, mining, and manufacturing. It has different types of weathers, which is great for growing crops like tea. Brazil is a part of Mercosur. This is a group of South American countries that trade with each other. Being part of Mercosur helps Brazil sell products more easily to nearby countries. So Brazil is also a member of G20 and BRICS, which shows it plays a big role in the world economy. So overall, Brazil is a strong, growing country with a lot of trade and farming opportunities. So now I'll talk about tea industry in Brazil. So although Brazil is traditionally known for coffee, the tea industry is slowly but steadily growing. Most tea here is yerba mate, locally called as chia mate. It's made from a native plant and is deeply rooted in Brazilian culture, especially in southern part of countries. So yerba mate is loved not just for its taste, but also for its health benefits, like it is packed with antioxidants and has a natural caffeine content, which makes it a popular energy drink. Recently, there has also been an increase in the demand for green tea, herbal infusions, and wellness teas, particularly in urban areas where people are more health conscious. So the tea industry in Brazil is growing fast, and experts says it will grow by about 4.5% every year until 2030. So Brazil's land and weather are good for tea farming, especially in areas like Parama and Sao Paulo. And again, Brazil is in Mercosur. It can export tea more easily. Its nearest country with fewer taxes. So the tea industry in Brazil is small but has a big potential in growth and trade. Thank you. Now I'll hand it over to Renoshi.
Now let's see the SWOT analysis of the tea industry in Brazil. First, let's see the strengths. The Brazilian people mostly are health conscious and health awareness, so they prefer herbal teas. So bringing the business in the tea industry of Brazil would be a strength. This would give a strength for us, and those people also prefer the variety of teas like black tea, green tea, and other kinds of herbal teas. And also they are growing online platforms, and mini supermarkets can help to reach a wider range of customers. As we go into the weakness, the tea production in the Brazil is relatively low because those people rely on the imported teas to meet their domestic demand. And also when comparing Brazil with the global averages, the tea consumption of each person is it's relatively in middle stage. So this also could create challenges for market penetration. Now let's go into the opportunities. The consumers, there is an opportunity for the tea business because the consumers are aware of the health conscious and health benefited teas. And then the e-commerce growth is also an opportunity to reach a wider range of customers there. And then investing in their local agriculture can help to reduce their reliance on the imported teas and help to grow their domestic demand. And when we come to the threats, the issues in their roads and logistical networks can delay the distribution efficiency, and their lengthy approval process and multiple rules at federal, state and municipal council can delay the market entry there. So these are the SWOT analysis of the tea industry in Brazil. Now let's see the pestle analysis. First factor is political factor. The complex regulatory system in the Brazil can delay the new entrants into their tea sector. Then their government's actions on local agriculture can reduce the competitiveness of imported teas by altering their market dynamics. Then when we see the economic factor, because of the consumer demand on variety of tea, the Brazilian tea market increases little by little. And then exchange rate fluctuations in Brazil affects the cost of tea products and influencing the profit margins and pricing strategies. Next, let's see the social factor. As the trend of health conscious people increase, the consumer demand of herbal teas increases in Brazil. But anyway, mainly the coffee preference in Brazil can also have some impact on tea consumption trends. Now let's see the technological factor. As Brazil has more online retailing platforms and new avenues, it helps for the efficiency of distribution and consumer engagement. The advanced technology on the agriculture can improve the tea cultivation and the product quality. Next, let's see the environmental factor. Sometimes the climate changes in Brazil can create threats to the growing teas and reduce crop quality. And implementing sustainable farming practices is also very important to meet or reach the environmental and consumer demands. At last, the legal factor. The Brazilian legal criteria is also very important on the food safety, labeling and advertising for the market access and the operation. Next is intellectual property rights. It is also very important to protect the brand identification and the product composition in the competitive tea industry. Thank you. Now I would like to hand over to Jershani.
Now let's look into the Michael Porter's diamond model, which is applied to the Brazilian tea industry. In that, they have 4 deciding factors. The first is factor conditions. Brazil has a great climate and fertile soil in some southern areas like São Paulo. And also they have plenty of arable land which is useful for their tea cultivation expansion and have cheap labors for the cultivation. But it also lacks in expertise workers in handling the tea processing machineries. So the factor conditions is analyzed as the supporting factor for the Brazilian tea industry. So the next is the demand condition. In demand condition, most of the people are becoming more health conscious, mainly women aged 25 to 45. So the boosting for tea demand is high, but also some people are mainly preferring coffee and herbal tea over green organic tea. And also the domestic tea market is quite underdeveloped and still have a lack of sophistication. And the demand conditions is also a little bit of supportive for the Brazilian tea industry. The next is the suppliers industry. In supplier industry, strong farming and agricultural industry helps a little bit for the tea cultivation for the Brazilian tea companies. But also there are a lack of weak research support, and collaboration between farms is also very weak. So the supplier industry is moderate for the Brazilian tea industry. At last, the firm structure, strategy and rivalry. So in that, some companies export the tea to Japanese markets and some are converting into wellness tea products. So, and also there are the few competitors in the Brazilian tea industry have little innovation and not enough more focus for producing tea inside the Brazil country. So through the analysis of the Michael Porter's diamond model, Brazil has a strong potential but also lacks a little bit in skills, technology. So they have to improve that according to the Michael Porter's diamond model. So I will next hand over it to as well.
I am going to present Porter's 5 forces in Brazil for tea industry. First one is competitive high value. Is high, strong competition from established brands like Coca-Cola and Herbalife. Coffee remains the main competitor. The next one is threat of new entrants. Is a moderate opportunities in health-focused teas, but high import taxes and complex regulation make entry harder. The next one is bargaining power of suppliers is moderate. Local herbal production helps, but limited tradition tea, camellia sinensis means depends on imports. The next one is bargaining power of buyers is high. Many beverage choices makes consumer price sensitive and demanding, especially for health benefits. The next one is threat of substitutes is high. Coffee, herbal infusion and ready to drink beverage are strong alternative to drinks tea. And thank you guys. Next part will be continued by Amjit.
Hey guys, good morning. I am going to talk about the cultural richness of Brazil, emphasizing how its tradition and way of life have been shaped by the blending of different influences, including indigenous people, Europeans, especially the Portuguese, Africans, and other immigrants. First, we are going to see about the clothing. Brazilian clothing reflects this rich culture in daily life. People usually dress informally, but during festival traditions, clothes like their banana dress are worn. The banana dress is colorful and elaborate, showing cultural pride, especially in places like Bahia. The second one is fashion. In big cities, fashion follows the latest trends, particularly among younger women. This shows how modern styles blend with tradition. Third one is food. The Brazilian cuisine is also a part of its cultural identity. Famous dishes like feijoada. It's like a black bean stove. The second one is pão de queijo, cheese and bread, and last one is acai balls. Popular and meaningful, especially during celebration. And then last one is social importance. Food plays a key role in Brazilian social and among gatherings, showing how important relationship and community are in a Brazilian culture. And the next paragraph going to explain by Bilal.
Good morning everyone. Today I explain how Brazilian strong families like this have business strategy. Brazilian families are large, close and kind, and multi-generational children often stay with parents, will handle marriage, and emotional support and share responsibility are very important. Because of this, business need apparel of family value. For example, tea can make market as family well as traditional or promoting bonding. Package should encourage sharing like multi-pack box family has seen. Households are multi-generational, offering different blend for elders, youth, and works well. Group decision making are also matters for promotion like sampling for families bulk discounts are effective. And finally, tea can position festive gift during important holidays like Christmas and or Mother's Day. In, by expanding celebrating family, bonds, business, and can build strong emotional connection with Brazilian consumer. Thank you. Next, the name is Dasamita.
So here we have the culture dimensions. When it comes to culture dimensions, it's not just about the culture, it's also about the way of life of people in Brazil. So they have a high percentage in indulgence, but they also still respect hierarchy. So these culture not only impacts their traditional values, not only coming for the traditional values, it also impacts the work practices and management practices. When it comes to the work practices in Brazil, in companies and offices, they have a hierarchical structure where they respect each other and they are very formal, but also flexible working times are there, and they have a team orientated work, and also the communication is open and transparent, and the same way the management practices are also like that. They have a structured and formal approach, but they also respect and value each other while having harmony and humane approach. The next thing is about the women involvement in job, about the genders available. There are both genders, male and female, and it's all about whether there's gender equality. When you see, according to statistics in Brazil, in 2023, there was 54% of women involved in job. So this shows that women are equally empowered in working as men, but also still they face some challenges. There's gender gap and there's limited representation of women in leadership. At the same time, there's high domestic responsibilities. It still persists in their culture. So we can also overcome it by highlighting the empowerment of Sri Lankan women in the industry. So this is how women involvement in job is in Brazil tea industry. Then the other thing is about the market entry strategy. So first we analyzed few risks, the four main risks: the cross-cultural risk, the communication, the country cultural risk, and the commercial risk was analyzed. So, and then we found mitigation strategies for that. So based on that, we are able to justify that the joint venture would be the best thing based on the market analysis. Since we could locally we could go for a joint venture with the distributor and also the ANVISA compiler distributor to reduce the tariffs and the cost that we overall get for the distribution part. The thing is, it's not just about moving the product, it's also handling the other factor, political and economical factors, where the tariffs are a major problem for us. Since there is 20% tariff on the imported products such as tea and all of those things. So for that, we have the recommendations. Then the main consideration we have is the ethical and the sustainability consideration. So when it comes to the ethical and sustainability practices, we have fair trade and ethical sourcing. The organic Ceylon tea is all handpicked by Sri Lankan women in the tea industry, and then it's cultivated. Just because it's organic, we don't use any chemical pesticides, and it's fair trade certified. So with biodegradable materials used for packaging. So when we give it for consumers, then we have the trade agreements. This Brazil country, they both Sri Lanka and Brazil are part of the World Trade Organization. So in that they don't have no bilateral free trade agreement, but there are tariffs on tea. So those are the kind of regulations in the trade agreements. Then we have the ethical and sustainability considerations. There's fair trade and ethical sourcing. Since Sri Lankan tea leaves are handpicked and it's ethically sourced, then we use biodegradable materials for packaging, and also it's certified by fair trade. Then there are also sustainable farming practices such as no chemical pesticides used. Usually when we take it to consumers, their question is what's this made of and is it fair to use this product even though it's organic. So we can proudly say that it's all certified by USDA Organic and Rainforest Alliance, which allows transparency between the business and the consumers, so they get to know about how the product is actually made. Then we have our competitive advantage, like what makes us stand out from our competitors. It's mainly because it's authentic Sri Lankan product. It's we have the heritage, and also it's women-led. We have women empowerment. It's ethically sourced. So mainly due to the authentic product and its authenticity, we stand out and shine from our competitors. Then when we go to the emerging trends where we can actually get a more added advantage, after like the post-pandemic, there's also the consumer trends are increasing. The consumption demand for the herbal products, the organic products are increased due to the health and wellness industry is booming in Brazil. So there's more demand for the functional healthy beverages. So that's where we can bring our tea, which is the Ceylon cinnamon tea, which is really healthy. That it contains a lot of health benefits, like immunity boosting and all of that. But after analyzing through all the internal and external models, there was also several challenges identified. We have strong local competitors, so due to this, there are also other established brands which take up the space, and in order to overcome those challenges, we have certain specific strategic recommendations. And main one is establishing with a joint venture and differentiating through the unique selling proposal. Also the currency volatility and logistics and distribution complexity is also there. So based on that, we have given certain specific strategic recommendations and their benefits for us. To conclude, we can say that entering Brazil offers both opportunities and challenges for us, but through certain through these insights, we can get to know that still, even though we have the complexities, we can place and position our product, if we are going to move into Brazil, as very unique, since this organic tea is not still available in Brazil and that industry is booming. We still have tons of opportunities to dive into their industry. So from the hills of Sri Lanka, we are taking the tea-plucked handleaves to the hearts of many Brazilians. We can deliver them one ethical cup at a time. So this is the whole summary of how this organic tea industry in Brazil would be like. And hopefully this will provide a good advice to the Chamber of Consultants, and that they will be able to move into Brazil and establish their business successfully in Brazil. So finally, we all the members would like to thank you all. So.
Okay.